What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig. We're going to go over the news real quick. Then we're going to take a look at my trades on Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at the posts I made on X and where I told you guys to watch to get in and out. Looks like we had a couple fake outs, but is it still in progress? And will it hit our targets? We're going to take a look at that, so definitely stick around for that. But we're also going to talk about President Trump signs the Genius Act into law. What does that mean for crypto? Is it good? Is it bad? Could it be both? We'll talk about that. Also, Europe prepares to fight the U.S. tariffs, up to 30% tariffs starting August 1st. We'll talk a little bit about that also. But thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Also, if you're in a trade or you're looking to get in a trade, let me know where, when, and why down below. Let's get into it. All right, guys, let's take a look at pre-markets first. The markets will be open by the time this video gets out, but as of right now, the Dow futures are up 54 or 55 points. S&P's up almost 6 points. Nasdaq's up a little over 6 points. As you can see, Treasury Secretary Bassett calls for a review of the entire Federal Reserve. Is there going to be a big war about the Federal Reserve? I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Guys, remember, I think both sides of the story are birds of the same feather, right? It's you got a right feather, a left feather. I'm the same bird. I think they're going the same direction. But if you think different than that, let me know. Anyways, let's take a look at what's going on. So we are going to talk about President Trump. On Friday, he officially signed the Crypto Genius Act into effect. Now, what are some of the points to look at with the Genius Act? The first comprehensive federal law in the U.S. setting a regulatory framework for dollar peg stablecoins. Now listen to this part, requiring 100% reserve backing with liquid assets, U.S. dollars or short-term treasuries, monthly public reserve disclosures, and audited financial and major issuers. Now, if you guys have been around for a long time, Tether has been very speculative, right? People are talking about Tether's not backed by anything. One way you could look at it, though, and I've been thinking about it a lot, like, what is Tether a scam? Do they just print Tether and buy Bitcoin? What the thing with that is, if they are doing that, they might quit doing that now, because when they were doing it, they were printing Tether, if that's what they were doing. I'm not saying it's for sure, but they were printing Tether and then buying Bitcoin. So would it be considered it was backed because they own a bunch of Bitcoin, right? So is that their backing, right? Is that their asset backing the Tether? I don't know. We'll talk about that at a later date, but also I want to talk about Europe prepares for, what is it? Europe prepares trade retaliation as Trump pushes 30% tariffs on August 1st. I don't know if they're going to be up. I don't think anybody does except them. I'm sure they already have a plan, but we've seen so many deadlines get reached and then just an extension. This seems to be just extension after extension after extension. We got the TikTok extensions. We got the tariff extensions. This is just a weird time to be alive, in my opinion. We'll see what happens August 1st. We'll probably hear if it's going to get extended before August 1st. But anyways, let's take a look at the charts. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin. I'm going to show you guys where my trades are at. My current trades, I have a small one and a bigger trade. In effect, the small one I just entered a little bit ago before making this video. I'm not even sure where it's at this moment. But the bigger trade, as you guys know, if you watched Friday's video, my stops are at $2,500 profit no matter what happens, right? So if I get stopped out, that's where it goes. I'll show you where that trade's at. Also, we'll take a quick look at XRP, the bullish view, and we're going to take a look at Ethereum and take a look at what a huge bullish view might be on that. But we had a target on both of those that we came very close to hitting. We'll take a look at those. Let's get into it. So Bitcoin, this was the target I gave you guys on this, and that was just a break of this rising or falling broadening wedge. I pulled it a little short, but it did hit our yellow trend line there, which is just a trend line off 2017 top, 2021 top, and here. Now remember, in 2021, it came and made another touch. Will it happen? It's possible. But as of right now, we did come very close to hitting our target. I did get in a short, didn't get in it all the way up here. I'll show you where I got in that. But right now, if this starts falling, your area to watch on the daily, right, to remain bullish, if you're a hodler, right, is here. Now, I love to trade because I don't have to hold it. I don't have to worry about it. You can make money up and down. I prefer shorting because, and everybody says you short all the way up. No, you short here, you made a shit ton of money. If you shorted here, you made a shit ton of money. If you shorted here, you made a shit ton. Shorted here, you made a shit ton. It's all in perspective on, right? So you can buy some Bitcoin now and hope it goes up to $1 million, but you're not going to make that much unless you put in, $1 million or $100,000. A lot of people don't have that. So if you can trade with a little bit of money and make a lot more money trading than you can holding an asset, waiting for it to go up, especially when it's at these prices. You have much better chance right now with Bitcoin betting on it going down than going up, in my opinion. Doesn't have to be yours, but we do have sponsors for this channel, BitUnix and PrimeXBT. You can check below for their links. If you use my links, PrimeXBT, right now you get up to a $7,000 deposit bonus on what you put in. Also, like 70% off your fees. That's for this month, and it's getting close to being over. So make sure, if you are a trader, sign up using my link. It'll get you those benefits. Or you can use, if you already signed up, use there's a promo code down there. I don't remember exactly what it is. Savvy promo. I'm not sure. It's down below. But let's take a look at this 4-hour chart. Oh, BitUnix also, there's a competition going on there. You can check that out in my link. If you follow me on X, you see my post about it. But you also can get up to, I think it's like 6,500 bonuses, 6,500 in bonuses on BitUnix down below. And both of them have a tutorial video next to them. BitUnix is more if you don't use VPN, you don't want KYC. And if you trade a lot of meme coins, things like that, BitUnix has it. PrimeXBT, you can trade traditional markets, crypto. You can mix them together. Use your crypto to trade traditionals. Awesome exchange. Anyways, back to it. So this is the triangle I posted, right? Or wedge or flag, whichever way you want to look at it. We got a fake out to the top. Now, anybody that watches my channel knows how I like to play on the 4-hour, depending on what chart you're on. If you're on the daily, you want to open and close of a daily below trend line or above trend line. If you're on the 4-hour, you want to open and close of a 4-hour above the trend line or below the trend line to more safely enter a trade, right? We got to open and a close, but not the same candle either way right now, right? So we can move this up a little bit, right? You can move our target up, let's say right here, right? We're gonna get this out of here. So let's say 109 is our downside. If we break below this trend line again, say 117.5, open and close the daily or a 4-hour candle below that, it'll most likely continue down. Now we had our target up here for a breakout to the upside. Remember, you've got to wait for a 4-hour open and close. One candle to open and close above or below the trend lines, right? And then that signals an entry, and then you put your stops. So if I was to put a short in down here, or I already have some, I'm going to show you where they're at. But if I was to put it in down here, I'd put my stops above the top trend line again, right? If I put a long in above this trend line with an open and close of a 4-hour candle, I would put my stops below the bottom trend line. That's how I play that. Nothing's a guaranteed win, but you can trade a lot safer if you use risk management and make sure you use stop losses, guys. All right, let's take a look at PrimeXBT. I'll show you where my trade is there. We are up 16,800 on this. We did 5 Bitcoin short at, where was the entry on this one? 121,514. I didn't quite get the top, but we got pretty close. And my stops are at 121. So even if I get stopped out, it's $2,500 profit. So it's just a safe trade, letting it ride. We'll see where it goes. Bitunix. I just put this in, like I said, right before making this video. It's a smaller trade. I did it on leverage. That's the cool thing about leverage. So you can trade with $1,000, and I did a short, and it's an $83,000 short, right? So it's 0.7, a little over 0.7 Bitcoin with only $1,000. So I'm okay to lose that. That's why I didn't put stops in yet. I'm going to see which way this goes, but I will put some stops in. If it goes down into, 50, 60% profit. Right now we're at 17.91% profit. It's literally been in for like 10 minutes. We'll see where this goes. But again, if you guys want to use either one of these exchanges, links are down below. Tutorials are right next to it. The links for the tutorials are right next to the exchange links, right? Man, brain fart. All right, let's take a look at XRP. So if you guys remember, I had these targets for XRP as the super bullish look. And as you can see, we hit it right here, 391. Now let me explain this target. We also had a target for 471. I'm not looking at that right now unless we break this 391. But I'm going to show you where I got the 391. First of all, we got the first 391 a long time ago, right? Way back here, just this big wedge, a measured move of that big wedge to where it broke out right here. And look where that gets us, 391, right? Now the measured move from this smaller one right here, where we broke out, where does that get us? 391. So I do see some possible more upside here. 391 could be a good short. Get your stops around 4 if you're going to do that. Remember, none of this is financial advice. Always do your own research. Never put in more than you're willing to lose. But I actually may short this. I don't trade anything but Bitcoin. I may do this. I'll let you guys know if I do. That would be a good point to short, in my opinion. And right here, Ethereum. So we're going to take a look at the bullish case and the bearish case. The bearish case, if you guys remember, I put this target here. It was like a year ago, maybe. It was somewhere around in this area where I put it, I believe. So maybe 6 months. That's a little off. But anyways, so we didn't quite hit it yet. Another thing, like I said, XRP has a little further to possibly go. Bitcoin still has a little further to possibly go. But if those are going to be the tops, hit it and come on down quickly. I mean 6 months, a year. But anyways, if it breaks this, what is the bullish case for Ethereum? That is going to be this is the super bullish case, guys. There's no guarantees here, but if it breaks there, it's possible, right? Definitely a possibility, and that's going to be this gets pretty irritating with TradingView deciding what to do with your buttons when you hit them. Anyways, so this is the super bullish case, but remember, it's invalid, or it's only validated if we break this, open and close the daily above this 3,900 range. Then it could go as high as the 81 to 8,200. That would be a huge move. Keep an eye on that. Otherwise, if this gets rejected, it could get ugly. And if you look here, I have the blue line. We have higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action. We know what that means. That's hidden bearish divergence. And hidden divergence is pretty damn strong. But we'll see what happens. Always a possibility it breaks up here, especially with the Crypto Act and all that stuff, or the crypto bills signed into law. But again, guys, always remember when you get close to tops of markets, bullish news really doesn't do anything, right? It just gets more people in so people can sell at higher levels. But just be cautious, be careful. This thing could crank super heavy. As you guys know, the markets are getting manipulated extremely hard, but I do believe it's all still in the charts. So let me know what you guys think. Smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you like these daily updates. If you don't, sorry, but let me know what you guys think. I'm out of here. Have an awesome day. And again, Thanks for waiting on me while I was on vacation last week. Take it easy, guys. Bye.